Alright, welcome back to another art video, and this time I drew Musashi in her travel outfit. Now, as always, you can check out the finished image over on my Twitter. Now, honestly, I think this might be the best artwork I've done so far, but there's still a bunch of things I don't like about it. The cap in particular, it looks absolutely terrible, but you'll see that in just a second. So, for her skin, I tried going for a semi-realistic look, but, you know, obviously I still have a very long way to go. But, I gotta say, her wrists look terrible. Wrists are deceptively difficult to draw, at least for me. Everybody's always like, hands are really difficult to draw. No, those wrists are also very difficult. Especially with color, I'm definitely gonna have to pay attention to that area next time. So overall, I wanted to put the shadows on her left and the light on the right. But the problem is, I didn't manage to create a very good separation between light and dark. Everything just blends together, and I think I talked about this before in the Vera video where I was going to work on that, and I think this definitely looks a lot better than that one. But I still have a very long ways to go before I can create a nice separation. It actually did work on her hair, like you can see a clear boundary between light and shadow. That's exactly what I tried to go for on her skin, but I just failed horribly. So I think what I'm going to do next time is keep the shading a bit more simplistic, like instead of this particular style that I did here, just go full on anime and really focus on the separations between lights and shadows. Hopefully I'll learn a bit from doing that. Now, her hair actually looks pretty cool, I think. I like the way it's shaded, and I also like the way it's drawn, although I think the hair goes up a little too high, so I'll have to take that down a notch next time. But this time I was also very conservative with the way I drew these single hair strands, so next time I'm definitely going to go all out with that, see what kind of effect I can create there. And like I said, the way it's shaded also looks pretty decent, I think, but next time I definitely want to keep the edges of my shadows a little cleaner, because if you look closely at it now, it looks a little blurry, so next time I'm definitely going to focus on that a lot more. And now I'd like to draw some attention to her shirt, because the underside of it would not look like that. If you were to pull on a shirt, that's not what it would look like. And I realize that now, but I wish I realized that while I was doing the rough so I could have actually fixed it. So I'm just gonna have to learn from that mistake and pay closer attention to my references next time, you fucking idiot. I do think I'm starting to get a little better at drawing creases and folds in clothing, so no real complaints there. And if you look at her jeans too, there's a couple creases there that don't really make sense. I also realized that. But this was also the first time that I drew jeans, so I'll just chalk it up to a new experience. I probably should have picked out a denim texture for her jeans as well and just overlaid that on top of the color, because maybe that would have looked better, because right now I just did some random lines and tried to create texture that way. It doesn't look bad, but maybe it could have looked better, I don't know. But the thing that I really have a problem with is the cap. Oh my god, it's so horrible. That cap was by far the hardest thing to draw in this illustration. I think that's because I'm just not used to drawing and coloring objects yet, because so far I've only drawn characters, I've drawn clothing, and some very simple background elements. Not hats or any other kind of object, so this was pretty much completely new to me. And now I realize that I'm definitely going to have to work on this very hard in the next couple of months. Unfortunate that it turned out this way, but what can you do? Now for the bags, I could have added a bit more detail to them, but I really wasn't feeling it. Because, like again, objects I've never drawn before, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And I just felt like adding more details would just draw more attention to it, and I really don't want people to look at them. So, moving on. For the background, I tried going for a mountainous region. Some mountains in the back, then you have a river down there, and then the path that she's walking on. It's a serviceable background, I guess, doesn't really look like anything too great, so this is definitely something that I'm also going to have to work on the next couple of months. I think what I'm going to practice, until the end of the year at least, is just environments. Nothing but environments, no characters, because I really want to get to a point where both the character and the background look great, or to the point where I could draw a whole background by itself and be like, yeah, this looks awesome. So I think I'm really going to have to focus on backgrounds now, because up to this point I've just been putting my characters as my main focus, but now I think I can do characters decently well. So I think it's time to finally move on to those rocks that you see on the ground. They look so bad. Those tiny little rocks. Why do they look so blurred? I don't get it. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Overall, doesn't look like too bad of an illustration, but, you know, definitely could have been way better. Now, as always, if you've got some criticism, be sure to leave that in the comments because it does help. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want. Leave some suggestions in the comments on what character I should draw next, and I guess I'll catch you guys later. Peace!